Thanks for the help, Fox. I'll see you later. Hey, Genius. What's this thing keeping people in Aroa?
The drone perimeter. We're calling it Operation Citadel. I think Walker came up with the name.
And there's no weak spots.
The perimeter is made up of different interlocking sectors, and each sector has its own drone swarm. Each swarm is managed by an AI that runs through a local relay terminal.
I could see that system working for surveillance, but it took out my chopper without firing a shot.
The swarms, they're made up of dozens of miniature drones that act in unison, like a flock.
You made an artificial bird strike.
No. We made artificial birds to do the job of bees. Pollination. It's Stone and Walker who militarized our swarms to create a deadly shield perimeter. Who thinks like that?
People after power. Skeltech needs to start thinking more like its clients. How well did you know Walker?
Well, we fixed things together. He was a military advisor brought in after the Skeltech bombing. We were still in mourning for the friends we lost, and then this hero shows up. He was magnetic, charismatic, you know? Like a TV star or something.
Yeah, that guy could charm the fleas off a dog. He kinda changed after he left the unit.
He never spoke about it.
Well, it's top secret. Let's just say it wasn't pretty. Fox called you his best friend.
Yeah, I never thought about it, but I guess he's mine too.
Times like this, you can count your real friends on one hand. You known him a while? He a buddy from college or something?
No. A few years ago, I hired him as a consultant. He was working on the problem P versus NP.
That literally means nothing to me.
It's a math problem. One of the math problems. But Fox was just so enthusiastic about everything, I widened the scope of his role. He was involved in every non-military project Skeltech had.
He's a good guy to have around.
Absolutely.
Hey, Genius. I always thought you were more of a pacifist. It's a shame you had to start making lethal drones.
I was naive, I guess. I always hope for the best out of people, you know? When a bomb goes off and I meet the wrong person at the worst time, I bought their logic that if you want peace, carry a big stick line of reasoning. Stone even said, doesn't God have his avenging angels guarding the gates of paradise? It never felt right here. We're building heaven on earth. And we're not gods.
Is that why you kept it a secret, Project Omega? Because, you know, some people might look at it as a PR shield, keeping the image of a pacifist whilst making money on weapons.
PR is important, but you don't wear a seatbelt because you're planning to get into a car crash, right?
You have to be cautious.
Right.
I've been wondering, when did you start working on your killer drones?
About 1 year ago, after the Outcast bombing, let Miles convince me to begin the Omega Project. I was terrified. I wasn't seeing things clearly. Certainly not the possibilities of the Omega Project.
Don't give me that. I met your director of R&D in Bolivia back in 2019. Daniel Rodriguez Ariano. He was working as a double agent for Unidad and the CIA.
Yes, fine. I remember him. He was a brilliant engineer who fell in with some undesirables in his home country and began leaking intelligence about secret technologies. I offered him a safe haven for his family, hoping that it would put a stop to the leaks. But Daniel was greedy. He seemed to thrive on his double life. What does it prove?
I had no idea you were so well informed. But then you ought to know about the Omicron Project blueprints that Daniel was carrying. The Incubus drone hasn't changed much since 2019. Seems to me, you had a pretty clear vision of the Omega Project before you even set up shop on Aroa.
Fine. The idea of lethal drones isn't a new one. Quite the opposite. I've been working on the concept for more than a decade. But I was only ever concerned with what was possible. It was just an equation like any other. After I'd solved the design and engineering issues, I buried my work and steered the company as far away from weapons manufacturing as I could.
But when Miles gave you an excuse to dust off your plans, you couldn't resist.
I suspect our friend Daniel smelled a big score. He stole the blueprints and tried to sell them to his associates, which would have been catastrophic.
You're the one who pointed Daniel to Bowman. You had him killed.
That's ridiculous. Who do you think I am? I gave Daniel a push, but I had no idea what would happen. Look, I brought his family to Aroa. They still live in a house in Liberty, to this day.
Whatever helps you sleep at night, genius.